Good morning, YouTube. How you doing? This your boy Chosen. What y'all doing out there? Hey, check it out. This is what I'm getting ready to do today. I started the other day. I should be a quick video uploaded when I was trying to assess the issue. I'm still trying to assess the issue on Jenny. Let me tell you what she's doing. Sometimes when I change out of second into third, she'll try to jump back into second. She's just kind of like a little slip, tries to slip back. And so I have to either re-engage or when I go a heel toe shifter, I put my heel on, I just hold it there and that pressure kind of holds it. And just in trying to assess the issue without having to go into the transmission, I found that there's a little tab attached to the front of your gear drum box. The gear drum box bearing setting, some of that nature. But it's OEM part, and it's only a little part with two screws in it that's meant to hold the pressure on the front of that drum and that bearing. And so I looked all week, all yesterday, because I was told that's what it was, and I didn't know. I went and I picked it up. What it could be, and that's the most economical route before trying to go into the transmission. And so I went and I picked it up, and how about tell you, I started taking things off, and I was looking all down here because I'm looking near the gear shift, but guess what? It's not even there. It's up front here, on the bottom part there, underneath the can. So I have to remove this can off, and I have to take the front part off of the casing there, which means I'm going to have to drain the oil. So I guess an oil change is now getting ready to happen, because I'm going to take this can off and I'm going to begin the process of getting to that particular thing. Sometimes my understanding is the pressure will cause them to either bend a little or break, which will allow that little bit of slip in the bearing and in the shaft. And so I'm getting ready to jump on it now. Go ahead and try to knock this out, and I'll take you along for just a little while to let you see as much as I can. All right, let's get at it. We got to get some work done. YouTube. I've been out here. The camera got a little hot, so I just let it cool off. But as well, I worked my way through to the place where, and I'm getting ready to do something I've never done before. I'm taking a leap of faith, because I've never cracked open a housing, and so I'm gonna go in here and see exactly where this bushing is that I need to slide in here, check a look and see if the other's broken or twisted or bent in any way, and we're gonna try to get her fixed. So I'm gonna put the camera down on the other side there, and I'm gonna keep working, just taking you along with me, and then I hopefully can put Jenny back together and get her back on the road this afternoon. All right, peace. All right, YouTube, we finally made our way down to the part to that shifter bearing plate, drum bearing plate, and I gotta go now because I had to drain the oil. Gotta go now and purchase the oil. Gotta do an oil change anyway. So we're getting ready to hit this oil change and I gotta get me some more red Loctite. Give me some more Loctite, so I'm going to do that now and get back here so I can put Jenny back together, and I'm hoping to be able to get me a good ride in at least one time before the end of this day right here. So I'm going to put her back together, test her out, see where she's standing, and we'll make our way to, I got to button her back up, baby. There's quite a bit to get to it, and plus not knowing what I was doing, I had to call back to shout out to Curry Chainsaw, Lumberton, North Carolina. My man Travis there, who works on them. He's a hard man to get up with. But in this pinch I was in, he called, and I called him, and he told me exactly what I was looking for, and I found it exactly where he said it is. It's one of those things where I couldn't find it on the internet. I couldn't find it on Google it. There's nobody that was specifically doing that change out. What you get was mostly a installation of a drum, installation of clutches, installation of transmission work, but there was never anybody that just outright said, okay, here, let's get to this. Let's see. There's a plate right here behind this, and so you might want to pay attention to it. And so now that I know it's there, I know they'll bend, I know they'll break, and so now I know that I'm aware of that. Okay, and so we're gonna put it back together, and hopefully it solves the problem, and we'll let you know. Okay, YouTube. My intention was, I got everything put back together. Just put the cow back on. I was just kind of waiting. Went to check to see how she's running. Check out, make sure she's shifting properly. And my clutch is gone. I gotta bleed my clutch. Now again, bleeding the clutch is something I have never in my life even thought about. However, if I can bleed the brakes on her, I can bleed the clutch. And so I had to go pick up me another one-way valve, and I'm gonna go back and I'll give you a quick look at what it looks like. I'm telling you, man, do your own wrenching, because right now I'd have to put Jenny in the shop for both the jobs I did today, and who knows when I'd get her back out. So the most I have in this job, the total today, I think about $66 is the change for the oil change, and the $8 for the drum shifter plate, and I just spent another $20 on the material to go ahead and bleed this clutch. And so I'm gonna get out of here and kind of look around it, kind of show you a little bit of what I'm getting ready to do, what I'm getting ready to look at. It's never enough. It's never enough. It's the task. It's the beauty of ownership of bikes. But there's something special about being able to wrench it yourself, and so I'm not complaining a bit. Okay, so YouTube, just want you to see, I put it partially back together, mostly back together. However, now I have to bleed my clutch. I want you to see where I'm at. Okay, so I've come back, and what I've done is I have taken my canister back off. And if you're ever wondering where you bleed a clutch, where your clutch bleeder valve is, it's back behind all this stuff, and it's sitting right in here, right in the middle. There is and I remember I had to take all this here off today, and so I should have known that I was gonna have to bleed this clutch when I put it back together, but I didn't even know that was the clutch bleeder valve until I had to look it up after I had no clutch. So when I got back on, I can't really check much of anything because of that. And so I'm getting ready to bleed her now. I'm gonna put this one-way valve together. I'm gonna go ahead and start. I'm gonna have to come from here. I'm looking at my my clutch fluid, and people, it's nasty. So there she goes. I can see the sediments. I can see the dirt down in there. And so I'm gonna clean that out almost down to the bottom. Then I'm gonna fill it up with new fluid, and I'm just gonna run it through. Keep running it through until I can see new fluid coming through. All right, and so we're gonna get started. Go ahead and bleed this thing and make sure we get her back on the road. Peace. All right, you're Dave. Man, I'm tired. I done fought this thing all day, and this is one of those times where you try do your own wrenching, and you do what you do, and you run into some issues. So what I've done is I went under there and replaced the shifter drum plate, and in the process It's attached to the bleeder for the clutch is attached to it. So I guess anytime you interrupt that, you have to bleed your clutch. So I went back and I'm trying to bleed this clutch, and she's just not working with me. I'm tired, I'm frustrated. I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day and give it a fresh shot either tomorrow or Monday. I gotta make a phone call or two to see if there's something that in that interruption that I need to be paying particular attention to. So Jenny's down. Jenny is taking a rest. And so as soon as I get that clutch situated, we will be back rolling. Here's the thing. I know what I did and what general area I was working, and so I know what I touched and what I didn't. And so it's just a matter of getting my mind wrapped around what's going on and going for it. So YouTube, Jenny is all right. She's just a little sick right now, but I have her back there up and percolated and moving in just a minute.
2 days later.
It's your boy Chosen, baby. Oh man, let's talk shop. How about that? Hey, look, I put out a video just not too long ago about the woes I was having with Jenny, and Jenny was down. However, this is just a word to anybody out there who take every now and then doubt yourself. You think you bit off more than you can chew. Sometimes all it takes is just step away, regroup, and go back in. So I stepped away from Jenny for a couple of days because I've never changed a clutch cylinder plate, a shifter bulb plate, that is. I've never bled the clutch. Bleeding the clutch is relatively simple once you really figure it out. And so I had to take a couple of days and do my research and get myself pulled together and ready to tackle that task. So I come home, I mess with it, and so I just sat down. Now let me show you something. For those of you who have ever need to do your clutch, bleed your clutch, and you don't know quite how to do it, I'm just gonna share this, and hopefully this will help you. And I'll get out there in just a minute to take her down the road and see how she's riding. But Jenny's back, baby. Look at her in all her F6B glory. So down here, behind that can is the bleeder valve, and the hydraulic clutch. The master cylinder is up on the collar, and so I use .4 brake fluid, the same thing I use run through the bike. But right here is where I prime the master cylinder. So what I had to do to get this bad boy to start to priming was I had to first get enough pressure coming from this little small master cylinder to push that hydraulic fluid down through the line. And so what I did was I took a 12 millimeter wrench right here, and I broke it right here, put my finger on it to keep the pressure, and I pumped the clutch to hold the pressure on it. So I pull the clutch all the way in. For those of you who feel like you gotta call somebody, you gotta wait on somebody to do what you gotta do, think outside the box. Think outside the box, baby. You see this right here? This right here is just a small leather buckle that really, incidentally, it goes to this pack that's on the back of my bike. But I have had it because I don't use it. It's been stored in my tool bag for quite some time. And so what I did with this is my second man. This is my second person right here. This is the person that I used to help me out. And so what I used on the bleeder valve was simply a one-way valve, a one-way bowl. So what you do is you put a little fluid in the bottom of here so air can't get in there, and it acts as a one-way valve. And so once I take this and put it on the bleeder port, I can open that bleeder port, and there's no air going back through or feeding back through the bleeder port. So I had the bulb down here. It was attached to the bleeder port. I had an 8 millimeter wrench on the screw on the bleeder port. So what I did was I opened up the valve once I got it put back together at top. So what I did was I broke this off, and I held my finger here while I pumped this clutch. And so once I got that clutch pulled in, I used the second person. Watch this right here. see if I can get that where to stay. This is the second person. And so what I did was, I just took this and put it here, pulled it tight, and locked it. Locked it in place. This is the second set of hands I got. So all I do was when I wanted to pump it up, I'd simply take this off, pump it, and to hold it, put it in place. Go underneath, and I had a one-way valve on it, so I didn't have to keep opening the valve and closing the valve. All I had to do was to keep emptying the bowl that it was in. And so it wasn't that I had to keep opening and closing, so I really didn't need another hand on the bottom, so I could just stand here and watch the fluid as it run through and wait for a solid flow of fluid to come through the pipe leading into that one-way, out through that one-way valve. And so, yeah, YouTube, as I'm saying, do your due diligence to do it yourself. And you'll be surprised at the things that you didn't think you could do, but that you can do. I don't know how much money that just saved me. I really don't. I wouldn't know how much it costs to bleed for the taker. I might need to check that out. I call and get an estimate, because I'd like to know how much money I just saved over the weekend by putting that shifter bowl plate on and bleeding my own clutch. And I had thought I needed to actually redo my cylinder, my slave cylinder, and so I ordered one. I ordered the slave cylinder kit to rebuild my slave cylinder, but while I was waiting for it to come in, I took the slave cylinder off and realized I had the slave cylinder kind of in a bind, so I took it apart. Everything looked good, and so I simply put it back together, gave it a squeeze or two. The spring was working properly, so I put it back in. And so now I just keep this on hand for the time that I need it. But let's see what's going on this bottom here before I go take this bike and see if I can't give me a quick check on it. Hey, little girl, who are you? Yeah. All right, now. Yeah, YouTube. So there we go. That's what we're doing. You can do it yourself if you just think outside the box. You got this. You got this. Whatever the project. So now I got to clean Jenny up, but I'm getting ready. I got to put a little air in the tire. I'm gonna take her down the road and check her out. I have some grommets on the way in for my sides because it's time to get Jenny, prep her up a little bit, get her back to percolating, and we got to do some riding, baby. I'm feeling for some breeze on my knees. That's been my day. I'm gonna go in here right now. I have went down there, checked her out. She's running just fine. She's shifting fine. Everything's moving. The clutch is working beautifully. I did it. I have installed a shifter plate. I have went so far now as to now I know how to bleed the clutch. I know how to bleed my brakes. I know how to change out stuff. I know how to fix the forks. So if you just try it, if it don't work, you can still take it to somebody. But try it yourself and see what you can do. That way, if you ever caught her in a pinch, you know how to get back on the road. But I love working on this bike because she treats me well, and I want to make sure that I treat her well. So I try to do my own wrenching, and if I can't do it, I just know to go. I have sense enough to go find somebody to do it and pay them to do it. But I love doing it at the moment. But YouTube, that has been my time. If you want more information on how to bleed that clutch solo, hit your boy. I got you. I got you. I'll tell you how I did it and what it took to get it done. And all it took was some patience. That was all she took, was some patience and going back and doing the proper research. So, but we got to wash her. I'm probably going to wash her up here in a minute. And I tell you, that's it. I love it. Peace. I'm going in the house.